Hi, it's Christine Edgar with the Farmington Libraries. For today's Adult Maker activity, we will be making a personalized dot. For this program, we will need an oil-based paint marker. This is meant for use on ceramics. You will also need a white ceramic mug. You will also need a vinyl stencil or some kind of stencil that maybe you can tape down, and access to an oven. So go ahead, get your materials, and let's get started. Okay, so here we go. We have our instruction paper that came in the kit, which I'll explain later, your paint pen, your stencil, and your mug. You'll want to look on the bottom of your mug, make sure there's no paper or paper anywhere else or sticker or receipt, anything on here, because it's going to go in the oven and it could burn if it goes in the oven, if paper goes in. You also want to wash this inside and out, and now you want to pick the side that you want your stencil to go on. I'm picking this side because I tend to hold my mug this way. Now this is for a friend that I'm doing this, and that way when you hold it, most people are right-handed, they're going to hold their mug like this, it'll show on this side. But it's totally up to you how you want to do it. But this is how I'm going to do it. I made these stencils on the Cricut, which is a cutting machine we have here in the library. I removed the negative space so all you see is your letter, and I also added a strip of packing tape. This is an extra step that you could do if you had some tape, but you don't need to. This is blue. It's specifically a stencil vinyl, which means that it doesn't stick too heavily. It's meant to come off easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it upside down and start to peel it away. And now you can see it sticking to my tape. Now I did a test of this before this video, and I was able to place it and it was fine. I adjusted it a little bit, but it was not hard. So I'm just going to place it here, and then I'm going to rub the stencil on, and then I'm going to remove my tape. I just feel like it's a little easier to guide it on, but like I said, I did it without it too, and it was fine. So now, this is a pretty thick piece of paper. What you want to do is shake your pen, and I already used this for a sample that I did. I'm just gonna have to take this cap off, it's a little tight. Yours is going to come shrink wrapped. I think most of them were shrink wrapped individually. So you can see that mine already has paint on there. Yours will probably be white. So what you want to do is press down, down, down until you see the color start to make its way down into the tip of the pen. You don't want to do too much or it will start to kind of leak. So now what you want to do is you want to do little dots all around the outline of your letter. So this way, when you do remove the stencil, you will see like a negative space outline. So I like to do it just however. I don't really have a pattern. The one thing that I did do was I made the dots closer together, closer to the T, and then as it went out, I made them spaced farther apart. I didn't do the back. I just kind of had it slowly taper off here and here. But you can do it however you like. I just found that when I did it that way, it looked really cute. And feel free to put it on your stencil too if you want, because it won't matter, but it kind of looks cool when you remove it, that it's a really good definition. I would just say be mindful of where your design is going so that you don't end up dragging your hand through it. Different letters will be easier for this. So I'm doing this as a T for a coworker friend. And I thought this would look really cute. Again, take your time. Because this is an oil paint, I'm actually not sure how you would remove the image if you didn't like it. You might need turpentine or something because it's oil. It's not like, you know, regular acrylic paint that we use most of the time that you can just wash off. So just be really careful. I will say I got these markers on Amazon in a box of 20, so that worked out really well. And these mugs were from Dollar Tree, so that makes it a really easy project to do. And you could even save the stencil and do it, use it again if you wanted to make a second mug with that initial. And this marker is definitely good for more than one mug. This is the second time I'm using it and it's perfectly fine. So I really like this. I'm gonna just do a couple more dots. If you don't have a well-defined outline, now might be a time to add a couple more dots. Okay, I just am doing this side. If you wanted to do this side, the back, wait 24 hours so that this can set before you do this because you don't want this to smudge or scratch. So, once you're done, just cap your marker really well because that is oil paint. So once you're done, let this set for 24 hours. Without doing anything, just put it somewhere where it's not going to be disturbed for 24 hours and then come back and we'll do the next step. Okay, so we have our mug and we're all done here. So we're just going to peel this off. I let this set for 24 hours. And you just want to peel this off. And we're going to get ready to put this in the oven. So again, make sure you check that there's no labels or wrappers anywhere on the bottom or sides. And that does not look really great. So now what we want to do is to set this, you want to put it in your oven before you turn your oven on. So your oven is cold, you put it in your oven, shut the door, turn it to 350, let it stay in your oven while it heats up to 350. Once it sets to 350, set a timer for 1 hour, let it bake for 1 hour, and then when it's the time is up, turn the oven off, open the oven door and leave your mug in the oven to cool. And then when it's been there for a while and it's cool to the touch, you can take it out, but you don't want to take it out when it's warm. You want it to set. You don't want to mess with any of this paint until it's completely set. So I did that on a different mug, on a test mug, and it came out great. I would say don't put this in the dishwasher. You wash it by hand, and then if you're going to, when you wash it, just don't use the scrubby side of a brush, of the sponge or a brush, just because you don't want, this is like painted on and it could scratch. So just, treat it with the soft side with the sponge. I put it in the microwave. It seemed fine in the microwave. And again, I included this instruction in your kit just so that you have it written down for you. So I hope you enjoyed this program. I thought it was a really fun one. And let us know what you think at flref@farmingtonlibraries.org. And I hope you stay tuned for our next maker program.